International Office at the University of Westminster, based in London. And today I'm going to give you a brief overview of the university. So I'm going to talk through the different subject areas that we offer. I'm going to talk about the attractions and the benefits of studying in London. And then at the end, you'll have an opportunity to ask me any questions that you've got, or please post questions in the chat during the presentation. Hopefully I will be able to answer any questions that you have and give you a feel for what the university is about. So we're going to start the presentation now. So first of all, London. So it's been voted best city in the world for university students for several years now. I'm from London, so I'm very biased. I love London. I think it's a fantastic city. We have 8 million inhabitants. It's one of the most culturally diverse cities in the world. We have 300 different languages spoken, over 500,000 visitors, or 15 million visitors a year. And we also have over 500,000 international students. So it's one of the most popular student cities. So if I just move on. So Westminster, you can see here two images of Westminster. We have the top image and the bottom image. This is our historic headquarters building. So one of the interesting things about Westminster is our history. We were London's first polytechnic university, established in 1838. So we really are a historic institution based right in the very heart of London. And London is part of our culture and it's part of the personality of the university. We now have 4 London campuses, and that's 3 colleges, and within those colleges we have 12 different schools. And as we go through the presentation, I'll talk about the different subjects on offer at the schools. At the university, we have almost 20,000 students, and that's from 165 different countries. So again, one of the most diverse cities in the world, and we are one of the most diverse universities in the world. So we were ranked 6th in the UK and 20th in the world in terms of the number of international students and our international outlook. We have a partnership also with Kaplan International, who have a college in London, and they work with us to provide foundation, pre-masters and international year 1. And that's also very popular with Turkish students. So I will talk a little bit about that. So one of our campuses, Fitzrovia campus, we have the very historic Regent Street Cinema. So this was the UK's first ever cinema showing films to a fee-paying audience. But on that campus, we also have the law school. We have the School of Social Sciences, Humanities, Life Sciences, Computer Science and Engineering. And you can see from the images that we have some historic buildings, but we also have some very modern buildings with modern facilities. And we have the Marylebone campus, where we have our Westminster Business School and the School of Architecture and Cities. And we have our Harrow campus, which is our art and design campus, and also our campus for the School of Media and Communication. So if you're not familiar with the London Underground map, this is our tube map. So this is our metro map. And you can see by the location of our campuses how central we are, right in the very, very heart of London. Fantastically well connected. So it doesn't matter whereabouts in London you're living, it's easy to get to our campuses. So here we have some of the professional accreditations that we have. Oops, sorry, I'll just go back. There's some of the professional accreditations that we have. So Westminster is very proud of the focus on educating for professional life, getting students ready for the real world and providing them with practical skills. So we have over 40 different accreditations across all of our different courses there. So these are, again, some of the images of our facilities. You'll see in the top there, that is our Fab Lab. So that is for our architecture and design students. That's our fabrication laboratory. Then we have the architecture studios. We have TV, film studios. We have music studios. We have laboratories. And then you can also see our Bloomberg suite, which is specifically designated for our finance students, to give them, again, a sense of what it's really like to be a trader, a financial trader, and to get access to Bloomberg data, which is used by the industry. What I'm going to do now is just to play you a video, because I think this probably gives you a better idea of the university and the campuses. And then afterwards, I will talk to you about the specific subjects that we have on offer. So if you could play the video, that would be great.
Moving across continents is a huge task for anybody because you leave behind everything that you know and you've grown around with.
I had some anxieties, some self-doubt about whether I was going to find my people.
But once I came to London and visited the university, everything almost sort of fell into place.
Westminster is very culturally diverse, and when I saw the environment and the positive aspects of the uni, it took away all the fears and insecurities that I had.
As soon as we came in, we obviously wouldn't know a lot of people here. So the university set up something where we were assigned one person to each student, and they took us around, they were helping us out.
I'm currently part of their society, and the friends that I found, the self-confidence, the increase in my self-esteem, absolutely mind-blown at the effect that it's had on me. The support you get from your lecturers, your course rep, and the sabbatical officers, they make you feel like there's no issue that you might have that can't be solved by them.
In University of Westminster, it's not like a monologue that happens in class. It's more of a dialogue in terms of interaction, in terms of understanding about the topic as well as the assignment.
Westminster definitely makes me feel prepared for the real world because mainly the relationships that you establish with your lecturers, I feel like the uni offers a lot of opportunities in terms of volunteering or work experience.
The university has set me up to such a standard that I've definitely grown as a person as well as a professional.
London is a great place to explore. It has everything from West End or chilling in Hyde Park with your friends, museums. I gained a lot of positive experiences because Westminster is so central.
My studies abroad has affected me in such a way that it's almost made me feel like a second home, wherein people have been very welcoming and they've accepted me for who I am.
I definitely think in terms of the social aspect, the academic aspect, it does help you reach your maximum potential. As time went by and as I found my place and as I found my friends and the things that I enjoyed doing, I realized that it really does make you feel like you're at home because you're still doing the things that you love and you're still spending time with the people that you love.
If given a choice, I'd go back and do the same thing all over again because it's been wonderful.
So hopefully that gave you a very kind of brief flavour of what the campuses look like, and some of the things that we're very proud of as a university, that we have a very strong community spirit and a very strong sense of community, both as part of London, but as a global institution, and that we're very, very welcoming and friendly institution to our international students. So now I'm just going to go through some of the specific courses that we have. And again, I welcome any questions that you might have about particular areas that you're interested in. So one of the very popular courses we have at the university is in architecture, and we have many Turkish students who've studied architecture with us. We have a lot of professional accreditations, we have RIBA accredited programs, and we have a number of students who've won awards for their architecture design work. We have field trips, construction site visits, internship, there's mentoring and work placement facilities. So there's a whole range of different facilities and support services in place for you throughout your course with us. So we have the MA in architecture, we have an MA in interiors or interior design, interior architecture, we have construction management, We have tourism and events. We also have transport and logistics, so airport planning. And we have things like designing cities, and we have international sustainable planning and development. So we have a very broad range of courses covering all aspects of architecture and design and urban design to really give you a kind of a breadth in terms of your education. We also have the School of Arts, Media and Communication. So we have industry standard equipment. Here you can see examples of some of the illustration work that the students have done, and also some of our fashion design. And Westminster has a fantastic reputation in fashion design. One of the ways we support students is through our Creative Enterprise Centre. So this allows you to get real work experience as a freelancer or as a designer, and this is paid work. So you act as a consultant or a freelancer, and you do work for companies that employ you through the Enterprise Centre. Some of our alumni success include Asif Kapadia, who's an Oscar award-winning director. We have Christopher Bailey from Burberry's. So we have a whole range of different creative alumni who've won awards across their sector. So here we have public relations, advertising, we have TV, radio, film, we have a fashion design, but we also have fashion business management. So for those that are interested in fashion, but the buying or the merchandising side, and we also have programs in digital media, journalism, as well as photography and fine arts. On the other side, we have life sciences and computer science. So we go from the very creative to the technical and engineering schools. So here we have very industry relevant courses. Again, lots and lots of industry accreditation. So we are a Cisco networking academy, Cisco certified. We have very, very broad links with industry. So students have gone on placement to the BBC, to IBM, to the NHS, to Network Rail. So a range of different big multinational companies. We have accreditation across most different subject areas. We also have a real focus on student projects. So particularly in the final year of the undergraduate degree, you would be doing project-based work. So that's really based on real life situations. And that's again to get our students ready for employment, ready to get into the workplace. So here we have biomedical sciences, biosciences, we have nutrition and exercise science, as well as global public health nutrition, which is obviously incredibly important at this very difficult time. We have business information systems, computer network engineering. We also have cyber security, as well as software engineering and games computing. So within our law school, again, this is a very, very popular subject for Turkish students. And we do have an agreement with the Turkish ministry for Turkish judges to come over and do their postgraduate courses with us. We have a student law centre. So this is a law clinic. So again, this is where members of the public can go and get advice from our students under supervision so that they get that experience of what it's like to work within a law society or a law company. As you can see, 89% of our graduates go on to work or further study within 6 months. So this again demonstrates the high focus on employment we have. So here we have entertainment law, we have conflict law, energy and environmental change. We also have the legal practice courses, so the more professional courses. And we have religion law society, we have commercial law, and we have also taxation law. Within our School of Humanities, we have a huge number of guest lectures. So we have a number of visiting professionals that come in and talk to the students and engage with the students and get involved in debating societies. So I've just given you some of the examples, including within our criminology course, for example, the students have access to learners who are inside one of our prisons, so that again they get that experience of real world learning. We have creative writing, English, history, modern languages, psychology, linguistics, politics, international relations, criminology, sociology, and theatre studies as well. We have one of our new courses, which is psychology and counselling. So it's a very, very broad range of courses within humanities and social sciences. The business school, this is by far our biggest school, and it's also one of the biggest business schools in London. So it's one of London's leading centres for professional business education. We have more than 5,000 students at the business school, and it is one of the most diverse schools in the UK because of the number of different nationalities that we have. Every course has some sort of professional recognition or endorsement from a professional body. We also have a very broad range of courses that have a professional experience year. So that's a year either learning with one of our partner institutions, or it's a year in the workplace with one of our partner companies, and those are paid internships. At postgraduate level, we have internships of 8 to 13 weeks. So that's normally towards the end of your master's program, just to give you a flavour of working in the UK. Again, we have Westminster Business Consultants, which was set up by our students, and that gives you the opportunity to take on paid consultancy work under the supervision of the business consultancy group. So here we have accounting courses, so ACCA accredited accounting courses, finance, digital business, economics, HR management, international business. We also have international business with languages, so for students who are interested in learning international business with Arabic or with Chinese or with Spanish. We have the MBA program, so that's an entrepreneurial MBA program, so you do not need to have work experience for that MBA program. We have marketing communications, marketing management, project, property and construction management. As I mentioned, we work very closely with Kaplan International College. So for students that don't have the right level to go directly into university, or feel that they would benefit from additional study skills and additional English language support. So students perhaps who are in the Turkish high school system but feel that they would benefit from extra English language. We have pathways in business and law and social sciences, or in engineering, and those allow you to go on then to study with us in the first year. In addition to that, we have the International Year 1 in business. This is very, very popular route, and we get a number of Turkish students who come through this route. So this is an accelerated route, which allows you to study 1 year with Kaplan and then come into the second year of our BA Business Management degree. So that is very, very popular, and again includes the IELTS 5.5, so includes English language skills. So it's a really good way if you feel you want more preparation before getting ready to come to the university. We have a new program, which is the Certificate for Art and Design. So any students that are interested in architecture or photography or in graphic communication design, interior architecture, may want to look at the art and design route. This will really, really help you prepare your portfolio. You have opportunities to come to the campus and use our facilities on campus. But again, English language training and also getting your portfolio ready for university. And finally, we have pre-masters courses. So that's for students who don't quite have the right academic level to come straight into a master's program, or who need some additional support, or maybe who have been out of study for a while and want to go back in and start their masters, but they feel they need extra English or extra academic skills support. So we have a huge range of different extracurricular activities. So not just teaching you in the classroom, but a whole range of different courses that are available to you to enhance your studies. So studying a foreign language, for example, you can take the Polylang course. And again, we offer this in Arabic, Chinese, French, Spanish, Japanese, a whole range of different languages. So if you want to learn another language, this is a perfect opportunity. We have Westminster Working Cultures, which is a paid program. So we pay for students to go and spend a week in one of our overseas partner countries. You'll meet our alumni, you'll go into businesses, and it gives you the chance to kind of really see things from a global perspective. And we've done this in Jordan, Hong Kong, Mumbai, Washington, and the UK, and we're really hoping to expand that as best we can once we're past the difficulties at the moment with the coronavirus. We have the Talent Bank scheme. So this is paid and temporary part-time work across all of our campuses. And that is open to all students, and that's to work within the university. We have an award-winning radio station. We have our own magazine and TV. And we have a whole range of different student societies that you can get involved with. So support, we obviously understand we have students from so many different countries. They come from different education backgrounds. They come from different cultural backgrounds, different languages. So we understand that our international students may need some extra support to settle in, some practical support to do with your visas, to do with immigration, as well as support in terms of your academic English. So just to make sure that you are enhancing your academic English skills all of the time, as well as the welcome programs, meet and greet, and union services. One of the most used services that we have is careers and employability. So this is where we can help students prepare their CV. We can get you involved with volunteer organisations, and we can help you understand the UK market and what UK employers are looking for. So this is really to get you job ready. So the university, as I said, we're right in the heart of London. So there is a whole range of private accommodation. And in addition to the private accommodation, we have halls of residence. So we have a hall of residence at Marylebone and also at Harrow. And we also have other halls of residence in East London. So most of the rooms are single rooms. Some are shared accommodation, but typically single rooms with your own bathroom, your own ensuite facilities. So for Turkey, this is just very general entry requirements. And it really does vary by course. So the most important thing is that you look through the course pages of the subjects that you're interested in, and you look at the specific entry requirements, because if you want to study biosciences, for example, then you have to have a background in science areas. If you want to study architecture, then we are looking for you to have maths or art. So it really does depend on the subject area that you want to study. But these are our general entry requirements for Turkish students. So we do take students direct from high school. So we'll be looking at your high school certificate, or we know many students do a French syllabus or IB and Turkish high school combined. At postgraduate level, we look at the university that you have studied in Turkey, and then we will be looking at the GPA. And again, it does vary depending on the university that you've studied at and also the degree area you want to go into. So hopefully this just gives you a general overview of our entry requirements. In terms of English language, typically we ask for 6.0 for undergraduate programs and 6.5 in IELTS at postgraduate level. And we also accept a range of other English language tests, such as TOEFL, such as Pearson's, such as NCUK. So there's a range of different English language tests that we will accept. So scholarships, I know this is a very, very important area. We do have a lot of different scholarships. Most of our scholarships are awards of £3,000, and this is towards the cost of your tuition fees. We have a small number of full scholarships, but these can be incredibly competitive. So we would always advise students to apply for the scholarship that you feel you can afford, because the bigger the scholarship, the more competitive it can be. So if it's possible for you to fund your studies through a variety of loans and savings or family contributions, then we would always advise you to apply for one of the £3,000 scholarship awards. Mostly these are for postgraduate courses, but it does change, so it's always worth just having a look at the website, and then you can select the different areas within the scholarships pages, and it will bring up all the different scholarships you're eligible to apply for. Generally, we are looking at your academic grades as well as financial need, but academic grades are the most important for us. There are different deadlines, but in general, it's the end of May for the September intake and the 13th of October for the January intake. The other important thing is for those students that have already studied with us, there is an alumni discount as well. So if you then want to continue your studies, there will be an automatic discount on your fees for the following programme. All of our undergraduate admissions are through UCAS. So you can see the web address there, that the email address UG Admissions, that's for our admissions team. For foundation program or for the programs through Kaplan, you need to apply to them directly. But for all other undergraduate programs, you apply through UCAS. We work with a very broad range of education agents in Turkey, and those are listed on our Turkey country page, and they can help you with any of your applications. Similarly, for postgraduate admissions, we also work through the UCAS system. So on the UCAS application site, you would go in, make an application. We're looking for very similar things. So we need your contact details. We need copies of your transcripts, if you have them, copies of any English language certificates that you have, and also your statement. So your statement is really telling us why you're interested in doing that course and why you think you're a suitable candidate for that course. There's a lot of different advice on how to make your application, and UCAS have a lot of videos available in different languages to guide you through the process. There are no application fees, so we don't have any fees to apply to any of our programs or to apply for scholarships. So deposits and payments. The undergraduate fee for 2021 is £14,400 per year, and that is fixed. So that would be for each of the 3 or 4 years, depending on the course. The postgraduate fee very much varies depending on the subject area. And remember that the UK Masters is only 1 year. So the 1 year fee is for the whole program, whereas undergraduate bachelor's courses are typically 3 years. In addition, you will need your living costs, and that is a requirement for your student visa. So you need to demonstrate that you have enough funds in order to apply for your student visa. But we also recognise that a very, very large number of international students do work when they're in the UK, and you have the right to work part-time 20 hours per week as an international student. That's during term time, or you can work full-time during the holidays. Just to let you know, we have a very large range of courses that are now available in January. So this year has been unusual and difficult for everybody. And so some of our courses, we did not offer them in September. Instead, we have moved them to January start. For other courses, we are offering an additional January start. So for the first time, we have some undergraduate degrees in business starting this January, as well as a wide range of business, social science and law courses at postgraduate level in January. So if you are still thinking about studying, there's still time to apply for January. You don't need to wait until next September. And the web address is available there. Go have a look, and then you can think about the timing when you want to start your course with us. Here are a few addresses for you. So course inquiries, just for any general information. We also have the international pages of our website. The international pages have information about visas, the welcome program, and we also have a Turkey country page. So you can go and have a look at the Turkey country page and get some specific entry requirement information. And we have a blog, and the blog is from our international students talking about what it's like to study with us at the university. And that is from life in London through to much more up-to-date issues about what it's like learning online, because obviously the coronavirus has had a big impact on our teaching and learning this year, and we are still working on government advice about the best way that we can support our students and offer our programs. So again, if you have any questions about that, I might have the answer to some questions and maybe not all the questions, because we're still trying to work it out as well as we go, and things are changing so much, as I know they are in Turkey. So I'm also happy to answer questions about that. And that's the end of my presentation. So hopefully that was able to give you a good flavour of the university and what it's like to study with us, and some of the areas which are very important to us in terms of our vision and our mission as a university. Now I'm just going to turn off my camera and have a look through the questions and see if I can answer any of your questions. So,
Emily, there are many questions in the questions tab.
Yes, just having a look through. Okay, so if I work backwards, so yes, there's a question here about funding their education while studying at the university. So as I mentioned, under the student visa, international students can work 20 hours per week during term time, or they can work full time during the holidays, and that can be work in any sector. So you're not tied to any particular sector, and there are opportunities, obviously, to work at the university as well. So there are different opportunities available to students. And it really depends on your skill set, whether you already have work experience. The other thing which is very, very important to mention is the new graduate route. So the graduate route now allows international students who have graduated from September 2021 onwards, it allows them to apply for a 2-year work visa in the UK. So you can then apply to stay on in the UK to work for 2 years, and again it's not linked to any particular jobs or sector. It's just an open work visa. I will try and share a link about the graduate route in a minute. There's one saying, do we have any dual degree programs with Turkish and American universities? Westminster in particular, we don't have any dual degree programs, no. There are some other universities that may do, but we don't have any particular ones. We do have some other universities that we work with that offer our programs. So we have a university in Uzbekistan, there's a university in Sri Lanka, and a university in China that offers some of our programs, but not in the US. Yes, we do have an English pre-sessional course. So the pre-sessional course is specifically designed for students who need to get their English to the right level to start their degree course. This year, the course was offered online. It was a 10-week program, and that then got students 1.0 in IELTS. So if they needed IELTS 6 for their degree course, then we would take them on the pre-sessional with IELTS 5.0. Again, at the moment, we are hoping to be able to run the pre-sessional course a mixture of online and face-to-face, but we are waiting to see what happens with the coronavirus. There's a question here about how many Turkish students do we have? We have 146 Turkish students with us at the moment. We normally have 40 to 50 new Turkish students each year. And it's really across a lot of different subject areas. Business is very popular. Architecture is very popular. Law is very popular. But increasingly, we are finding Turkish students interested in art and design, in fashion. We have Turkish students doing creative writing, music, global public health. So it's very broad, the areas that we have available, but 146 Turkish students. There's a question here, do we have 100% online undergraduate and graduate programs? The answer is no. At the moment, we have moved our teaching online with some face-to-face interactions that are voluntary for students because of the situation, but because of the visa status, for us to sponsor an overseas student, they need to be intending to come to the UK to study at some point for their course. So we don't have any courses which are designed to be 100% online, but at the moment we are offering them as a mixture of online, and we are still hoping that later on in the year we will be able to get some students on campus under safe conditions and within all government and Public Health England guidance, so that they can have some face-to-face interaction. It does vary by course, because some courses require students to be in the studio or in the laboratory. So we are trying to prioritize students who have the need to be on site. Turkish faculty, yes, we do have Turkish faculty. We have Turkish faculty members within our computer science school, within the social sciences, and we also have Turkish faculty in the business school as well. There's a question here, how is the coronavirus pandemic? That's a very difficult question to answer. I think, like all of Europe, we are seeing some changes at the moment with students going back to school, and the government is responding. So it depends. The different parts of the UK are affected differently by the coronavirus, but I know that all of the universities in the UK are working really, really hard to make sure that we can keep our campuses safe, that we can keep our accommodation safe. If students are having to self-isolate, we are supporting them. We are helping them to with shopping. We are providing them with welfare kits. So I think all of the education sector is working hard to try and support students as best we can, but it is still uncertain, and we are having to adapt every month to the different circumstances. So at the moment, we only have about 20% of our students coming onto campus, and that is only in very, very small groups and managed very securely. So we are trying to do most of our teaching virtually at the moment. There's a question here about, have I ever been to Turkey before? Yes, I've been to Turkey many times, and I miss it. And that's one of the hardest things about the coronavirus, is that I'm not able to travel and to visit. But normally in October, I would be coming to the IEFT fair in Turkey. So I'm very much missing Turkish food and Turkish people and the Turkish weather as well. Do we have any representatives in Turkey? Yes, we do. We have a lot of representatives in Turkey, and I will send a link so that you can see, and those representatives are based in Izmir, Ankara, Istanbul, Gaziantep. So we have them across Turkey. And again, those representatives a lot of them are working online, or you can email them, phone them, so they'll be available to you. Their services are free, and they offer a very, very good service, and they can help you with your application and with your visa application. So again, a question here, will the courses be in class or online for the next semester? So the answer to that is it will be a mixture. We have no teaching online in January, but in February and March, we will have very, very small groups of students coming on site in certain subject areas. However, for students that really don't feel comfortable coming on campus, we are allowing them to study online. For overseas students, for example, students joining us in January, their visa will be extended until April. So they will not be expected to be in the UK if they are not able to until at least April, and that date might change. So at the moment, we have a lot of our overseas students studying online from their home country, and when it is safe to do so, they will hopefully travel to the UK and start to do some of those on-site sessions. But again, we are not forcing any students to come on campus if they don't feel comfortable to do so, and we are offering the seminars, the tutorials, guest lectures through our online virtual learning platform. So which programs are the most popular for international students who would like to start their career in the UK? Yes, you can get the work permit for graduation. As I mentioned, from this September, you can get the 2-year work permit. The programs which are the most popular is hugely varied. Business is always popular, but we have seen a big growth in law, creative industries. And as I mentioned, the graduate route is not subject specific. So you are not tied to any particular job. So we would recommend that students should always do the subjects which they are very good at, which they are strong at, and which they are interested in, because those are the subjects that they will do the best in. So it's always good to think about your career, but it's also very important to think about what are your strengths, and what you're good at, and what you really enjoy studying as well. So I think I mentioned scholarships for Turkish students. Again, I will send through the chat. I can send you some links, but I would recommend that you go onto the scholarships website. Let me go back to that slide. So if you use this URL here, you can go through to our scholarships pages. Application deadlines. So we have an application deadline for the January start programs, and that is the 30th of November. But for next September, you have plenty of time, and we normally get applications up until sometimes the end of August. So it really depends on the course and how quickly you can also organize your documents. So for January, it's 30th of November, but for next September, you have many months to prepare your application. You can always apply to the university, even if you haven't finished your course or you don't have your IELTS or your TOEFL, and you get what is called a conditional offer. So the conditional offer says that we will give you a place on the course, provided that later you can send us your final documents and confirm that you have met the conditions. There's a foundation or pre-master program at Kaplan. It says, we have our own? No, at the moment we just work with Kaplan on their foundation program. Another question about the graduate immigration route. There are opportunities to study overseas as part of your degree. Again, this will be dependent on the course. So each of the different courses has their own links with different academic institutions. So we have partnerships in America, in Australia, a lot of different partnerships in the European Union. So it will depend on the course that you study, what links they have available. So that's probably something to ask when you know specifically which course you're going to apply for. Can you only apply for one scholarship? Yes, that's the answer. If you apply for a full scholarship, then we will assume that you don't have the funding for the part fee scholarship. So your application will not be considered for the smaller scholarships, which is why we recommend you only apply for the scholarships that you need, because you can only apply for that one type. For undergraduate students, are SAT and AP exams required? No, they're not. It depends. If you are only doing the US system, then yes, we do require SAT and AP exams. If you are also doing Turkish high school or you are doing IB, then they're not required, but they complement and supplement your Turkish high school. So it depends which system you are following, which academic system you are following. First class equivalent. So in the UK, when you get your degree, you are, there are different, like GPA. So first class is the highest achievement that you can get in your award. There are some equivalency information available on our website, but normally we would just be looking for a very high GPA, anywhere from sort of 3.2 to 3.5 and above, depending on the institution that you have studied at. Can we still get acceptance if we don't meet the language requirements? Yes, you can get acceptance onto the program and then later send us the English language certificate. So you can apply before you have achieved the correct English language. You can do the pre-sessional English program, or you can take an English language test, provided that when you start the course, you have the right level of English. So that there's the pre-sessional, or studying English language in your home country or with another provider and sending us the English language test certificate. 14-day quarantine rules. Yes, we still have the 14-day quarantine rules. So if we have students that come to the UK and are in our halls of residence, then they quarantine within our halls of residence, and that is included with their accommodation, and we have special support in place for those students who need to quarantine. Again, many students are choosing not to physically come to the UK at the moment, but to continue their studies online, and then to plan to come to the UK later. So we have the two different options for students at the moment. Here we have a master's degree in mechanical engineering. Yes, in the UK, but not at Westminster, I'm afraid. Can you apply for a master's program which is different from your bachelor's program? Yes, absolutely. We have a lot of different courses where it really doesn't matter what your undergraduate degree was in. So the majority of our business postgraduate courses, it doesn't matter what your undergraduate degree was in. You can still apply and get onto the business courses. So it does again depend on the subject. If you want to do biomedical sciences, then you must have studied science subjects. If you want to do architecture at postgraduate, you must have done architecture. But for other areas such as software engineering or psychology or business, you can go into those programs even if you have a different undergraduate subject. Scholarships for PhD students. So the rules have changed a little bit because of Brexit, and there are some scholarships available for PhD. Again, go in and look at the scholarships website, or I would really advise you to go and contact the research department that you are interested in and find out if they have any specific scholarships, because the government has opened up some research funding to all international students because of Brexit. Here we have Erasmus programs in Westminster despite Brexit. That we don't know yet, because that is still being decided by the government. So that hasn't been confirmed whether there will be Erasmus funding. The university will continue to have exchanges with partner institutions, but we don't know whether they will be funded by Erasmus yet. So the work permit in the UK, again, you need to graduate by September 2021 to apply for the 2-year work permit. I think, am I out of time?
Emily, thank you. You covered all questions. Thank you very much. Is it possible to post the link in the chat box for the scholarships that you shared?
Yeah, so the scholarships are here. Bear with me one moment. I'll just stop sharing my screen for a minute.
Sure.
And then I'll post some links in the chat. Are people able to see links even after the end of the presentation? That's the scholarships.
Yes. If you can post in the chat box so they can copy from there.
Yeah. That's the scholarships link, and then let me just send a link to the graduate student routes. So if I post some useful links for students. So there's a link to our scholarships pages, and also a link to some information about the new student graduate route. So it's an organisation called UKISA who support international students, and that gives you information about the new graduate route. And then I think we were also interested in the representatives that we work with. So if I send you a link to the Turkey country page as well, all of the information is also available there.
Okay, that's great. I copied it in the chat box. It was in the questions tab, so.
Oh, sorry, we put it in the questions. We put it in the.
No problem.
No, I can't see the. Have you managed to copy those over?
I just copied the third one.
Lovely, and I'll just, there's one more here, which I think I put it in the right one. So these are the agents and representatives that we work with in Turkey, and all of them are fantastic, and they will all be able to help you, and they're spread all through Turkey.
That's great. Thank you. So you covered all questions, but in case there are more questions, is it possible to share your contact details?
Yeah, absolutely.
In the chat box, so they can contact you for the further questions.
There we go. Everybody see that?
Yes, we can see. That's perfect.
So please do email me if you have any questions at all, and I'll try my best to answer them. And in the meantime, I hope everybody stays safe and stays well. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for listening, and take care of yourselves.
Thank you very much for joining, and also for the great presentation, detailed information you shared. Thank you very much again. It was very nice to welcome you at the IEFT Talks webinars.
Nice to see you. Bye.